real, damn, I'll never get paid. Just let me get on stage and fucking rock a crowd. I will start my own mosh pit and knock you out. Give a fuck if you hate me, suck my dick. Go ahead and complain, I'm too...
Power-Up Heroes is the most generic story I've ever seen in a video game, or at least one of the most generic stories I've ever seen in a video game. Bad guys invading the world, a good alien falls from the sky, you are right there, of course, to greet his death, and he gives you his power. You are now a superhero. What's it sound like? That's right, Green Lantern. Well, the story itself is really kept to a minimal. I'm sure that some of the kids out there will enjoy it. Being a superhero, going around saving the world and beating up supervillains is basically a dream for like every kid in the world. Hell, it's my dream too, except I expect a little more out of my character and a little bit more story. I'm just saying. Still, for the kid it works. For us adults, we'll be wanting a little bit more with our superhero stories along the lines of like Infamous. I think what's really cool about the graphics in this game is, first off, you use your avatar as your character. This is an awesome idea because my avatar goes through some changes in his life sometimes. Sometimes he's a Spartan, other times he's just his daily Mass Effect fanboy self. Either way, watching him use energy waves and shooting down meteors from the sky is awesome! Overall, if you like to see a little avatar in action, it's actually pretty awesome and badass. The environments are pretty nice to look at, but I can't help feeling that they could have used them in so many different ways, like destructible environments and moves. That would have been a really neat idea. The animations, while a bit stiff, actually work okay, and the powers all got their own charm to them, and most of them look pretty. While it's not pushing boundaries, it looks good enough. This is where Power-Up Heroes both fails, but also opens up lanes for future Kinect ties with a similar idea. Dragon Ball Z, anyone? This works in some ways, such as using your specials. They look like Kamehameha waves, and you got the Spirit Bomb stance, you got the Energy Ball stance, the combos like the left, right, kicking and all that, all work pretty well. Though it is a tad bit slow on the actual response of the attacks, which is kind of fucked up when you're playing a fighting game. But nonetheless, you do feel like a superhero. The main mission in the game is to defeat other people with powers, gain their powers, and continue on. It's a simple idea, but works well enough. And in doing so, you get to pick 2 different suits every time you go into battle and switching them on the go. Works pretty damn well. Sure, some enemies in the game, most notably the final boss, are cheap as fuck and way too goddamn fast and strong for the goddamn game to understand that you cannot respawn fast enough. It doesn't make sense. But you are used to that by now with fighting games. My main concern isn't the gameplay itself, for it works well enough. It's the content. You'll beat the entire campaign in about 2 hours. If you beat that piece of fucking shit last boss, you'll unlock all the suits, which is badass. But once you do, there really is nothing else to do. You can hop online, but I tried connecting for like 15 minutes just for one match, and I could not get through. I was going insane. I was like, what the hell? And then when I finally got through, some kid kicked my ass in 2 minutes. These like freaking kids are on crack online. They move at the light speed. I'm like, what the fuck is this guy on? So yeah, the online, while it's a cool idea, is a little what the hell, and it barely ever works. I also felt that the powers could have done so much more. It's nice that each suit has 3 powers, but would have been really cool if each suit had like 10 powers and you can mix and match it to match your own gameplay style instead of just getting upgrades, which makes your character like stronger or hit faster. This was a major missed opportunity in the gameplay department. I'm not gonna lie, a part of me actually really enjoyed Power-Up Heroes. My inner child. I like using my powers and fucking up bad guys. I like the visual effects and the fact that you can use your own avatar. I like that I can shoot a Kamehameha wave and you see it on screen. But everything in the game felt like a beta. We could actually have had a decent story, even a better story for the kids. We could have had the environments used in different ways, such as making it indestructible. Such a great missed opportunity. We could have had way more powers and different ways of combining them. We could have had a campaign lasting longer than 2 hours. I recommend renting power-up heroes for just being different. You also get to feel like Goku for a while, which is badass in itself. Just expect it to feel more like a superhero game that is trying to be a superhero game than an actually full-blown Super Saiyan badass motherfucking game. You know what I'm saying? It's a decent game, but nothing more.
KO. You win.
For you in hopes that you can live too. I hope you're doing well, Mom. I forgive you.